Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the webinar. Great to have everybody here in today's webinar. I'm Omar Zanham. See everybody coming into the webinar. Hey, Jenny. Jenny, who is the mayor and the manager. Matt from Melbourne, Australia. Great to have you here. Nicole and I were in Melbourne last month on a business trip, but it's great to see Melbourne come back. A lot of restaurants opening up and things like that. So it was nice to see it come to life again. Hey, everybody. Good to see you here. As you are joining, guys, the webinar, please introduce yourself in the chat, as well as, let us know what would be a win for you today. What are you trying to get out of today's webinar? I want to make sure that I fulfill on that promise. So make sure you jump in and let us know who you are, where you're tuning in from, and what would be a win for you today. It's great to have everybody here. I also have launched a poll here in the webinar. If you want to go ahead and answer that poll, that'd be awesome. It'll give me an idea of where you are when it comes to webinars. So today's webinar topic is Webinar Ninja right for you. All right. And this is a guided tour, a chance for you to see the major features of Webinar Ninja, how it can help you and your business, a chance for you to ask questions to find out if it's a good fit for you. And that's basically what today's mission is, to find out if this is a good fit for you. Here is a spoiler alert. For some people, it isn't a good fit. And this is where you're going to find out. Okay. It's going to find out if this software, if this platform, if this community, Webinar Ninja, is right for you and your business. Okay, we want to make sure that people are using the software because it actually helps them. Okay. Hey, Matt says, hey, Omar, I'm looking for a platform for education for a non-for-profit organization. Matt, great message here. We have a lot of nonprofits that use Webinar Ninja, so you're in good company. And it's exactly what we built Webinar Ninja for. I'll share a little bit more about that today to help people teach online easily. So we've built our software based on that model of education. So you'll see a lot of different aspects of the software, of the features that help you teach, as well as promote and help you promote your business. So we'll talk a little bit more about how that can help you and your business in today's demo. Okay, so moving right along, let's take a look at what we're going to cover in today's webinar. This is the menu for today's session. Why was Webinar Ninja created? I think it's really important for you to understand why any product you're thinking about buying or any service you're looking to use, what's the genesis of the idea? Why is this thing created? Because really, it's what fuels the business and what you should expect from the business and from the product itself. So we'll talk a little bit about why another platform to be able to teach online, why another webinar software or broadcasting software. What's the point of Webinar Ninja and how are we different from other types of software? Another thing that we're going to go through is a full walkthrough through Webinar Ninja. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you inside of my own account. We'll walk you through creating webinars, the different options, as well as our community, Ninja Town, as well as all the different great things that you have available inside of your account inside of Webinar Ninja. So I'll walk you through that. You're going to look over my shoulder as I share my screen. I'm also going to share the 3 big reasons why people are switching to Webinar Ninja. We speak to our customers a lot, okay? So we do a lot of polls and surveys and webinars, and we do member webinars, and we ask our customers, we even get on phone calls with them and video calls and try to figure out, what is the reason why they choose us? Because the reason why we want to know is because it helps us attract more customers like them. So I'm going to share with you why people choose us versus another platform in today's session as well. Every question you have will be answered. So make sure you use the questions tab if you have any questions now in your head, if you have questions as I go on and go through the demo. If you have questions, anything throughout about webinars, about business, about sales, about the software, go ahead and pop it in the questions area. You have the chat tab, and then you have the questions tab next to it, so you can go ahead and submit questions. We have a separate questions tab with Webinar Ninja. This is a little bit of a demo here to help you easily field and navigate questions during a webinar, during a session, during a workshop. So that way you don't have to kind of search for them in the chat. They're not buried in the chat. And it also has its own little features where I'll show you that you can upvote questions. You can order them by a chronological order. You can mark them as answered so people know that they've already been answered, things like that. So it's a really nifty questions area. So if you have questions, go ahead and utilize that feature. We'll be happy to answer every single question before the end of the session. Okay, moving right along. Okay, so also in this picture is Nicole, who's my co-founder. She's also my wife. So we're partners in life, partners in business. She's also in the chat saying hello. And we founded Webinar Ninja back in 2014. Wow, this is where I got all my gray hairs, guys. We serve thousands of customers throughout the years, and building a software that's built for teaching and for people that are looking to grow their audience with what they know. We're also a top-ranked webinar software on many publications as well as lists. In 2018, we were ranked as one of the fastest-growing software companies out there. So it's been a fun journey. But this is a little snapshot of our life. But before Webinar Ninja, I was actually a school teacher. I was a high school and university teacher. Okay, I used to teach 5 classes a day. I used to literally show up to the classroom, teach my students. I used to just basically make sure my students can pass the exam, right? If anybody has any educators in your class, anybody has any educators in your family, you know how that is. It's like you really want to make sure your students succeed. So that was me for my first half of my adult life, where I taught for over 13 years. I then started to dabble into online business. Right, I started side hustling. This is literally me on the couch trying to figure out, why does my website look different on my mobile device than on my laptop? So I was learning by doing. I was building businesses on the side as I was a teacher in the institution I was working for. But I learned a lot of things the hard way. Eventually, I teamed up with Nicole, and we never looked back. We teamed up in 2012, and we started our entrepreneurial career together. We built Webinar Ninja 2014. This is Nicole and I. We live in Sydney, and we have it was a cloudy day that day when we took this picture by the Harbor Bridge. This is actually the perspective of the Sydney Opera House. So Sydney Opera House is right in front of us. So Nicole and I teamed up and decided, hey, we're going to build something that makes it easy for people to teach and be able to present online. And both of us come from a teaching background, so this has been our passion all our life. So this is kind of why we built Webinar Ninja from the beginning. One of the reasons why we were really passionate about Webinar Ninja is because we really believe that teaching is the new selling. That in today's marketplace, people are very educated as a buyer. People can do research. People could Google you. People could figure out what's going on. They can look at your competitors. So the best way for you to sell yourself, or to sell your products or service, or to promote your business, or to help your audience, is to show them what you got, is to teach them, is to educate them, to show them why you are a good fit for them. And that's why we believe Webinar Ninja is such a powerful tool for so many business owners, because they get to teach what they know for a living. And this is really what people are using these days: content marketing, education-based marketing, to be able to sell their products and services. And that's what I did when I got started in my entrepreneurial journey. I taught online courses. I did webinars. I started a podcast called the $100 MBA Show, which is a hit podcast that still is going strong every day. It's a daily business podcast, over 190 million downloads. I can't even believe I'm reading these numbers. But, we were fortunate enough to win Best of iTunes back in 2014 when Serial came out. And it really propelled our show and allowed us to kind of grow our audience. And from there, I started to create online courses, speak on stages, build programs and trainings. Here are some of my programs that I built when I started my entrepreneurial journey back in 2013 and 14. And I started to run webinars every single week to promote my products, but I hated all the tools that were out there. Every week I would run a webinar, every week, right? And it would take me about 2 hours to put together a webinar using all these different tools, landing page software and email marketing software and video software and storage and all this stuff, right? There were so many moving parts to creating a webinar. I was like, there's got to be a better way than do this. Like I had to literally Frankenstein all these different tools and more to be able to run a webinar, and a lot of our users that come to Webinar Ninja come after they've spent time and effort and money on all these pieces of software, trying to make it all work together to be able to run a great workshop. And a lot of people, they might go to another competitor, or they go to another software like Zoom, for example, and they realize, oh, but Zoom only does the video, doesn't do any of the other pieces of the puzzle, as you see here, like landing page software and video storage and email marketing and automation and time zone conversions and polls and offers and analytics. And there's a whole bunch of stuff that goes into it. So we thought, hey, we're in pain here. Why does everybody else have to suffer as well? Let's create a solution to make it easy to run these types of workshops. And I literally sketched this picture in my notebook, and I got an illustrator to draw it for me so I could use it for the slide. But it's basically what I dreamt up. It's like, hey, I want to be able to create a webinar in seconds, and then be able to just show up and present like I am right now, and just have an awesome webinar where I help my audience. And that's really what Webinar Ninja was built for. This is why we built Webinar Ninja, to make people's life easier so they could just show up and focus on their content, focus on their material, focus on what they teach. Okay. And Kimberly, I see your question. Can we go on camera? Sorry, can you go on camera? Can attendees go on camera? Yes, Kimberly. At any time, I can make you a presenter if you'd like, and I can bring you on camera. For example, I can bring on Jenny. Here's Jenny's attendee. Jenny, if you'd like to join me as I go through the demo, are you down with it? Give me a thumbs up, Jenny, if you'd like to join me. Cool. All right. So I'll just make Jenny a presenter, right? And I'll actually just share my screen so everybody could see what I'm doing as I do this. It's a great question, Kimberly. Let me just go ahead and actually just give me a second. I'm going to record this answer. So in the replay. Okay. And here we go. So I'm sharing my screen. Give me a second real quick. Go to my tab here. Okay. So here we go. I'm sharing my screen real quick so you can just see how it goes. I'm going to go to my questions, my chat. I just go to Jenny here. I make her presenter, and Jenny's going to get a message now saying, hey, Omar has invited you as a presenter. She's going to set up her camera and mic, and I'll stop sharing screen so you could see Jenny. So Jenny is going to be joining us. Hey, Jenny.
Hey, everyone.
Cool. So at any time, we can bring on an attendee, just like Jenny was an attendee, and they can go on camera and mic if you'd like. And you can have multiple people come on. You can switch them out, all that kind of stuff. Guys, if you don't know, Jenny is our mayor of Ninja Town. 7 years later, we've had over 20,000 users and over 2 million people attend a webinar on Webinar Ninja, making it easy for people to present and teach what they know. So I'm going to share my screen now, and I'm going to create some webinars. I'm going to show you around inside of my account inside of Webinar Ninja, so you can have a quick tour of really what Webinar Ninja is all about, to make it easy for people to create webinars. Awesome. Matt says, awesome, thanks. Our organization is made up of emergency services and defense. Unfortunately, we are all tech challenged. Matt, that is all good. One of the things that our users all say is that it's super, super simple to use. And one of the things that we really strive to do as we add features, as we improve the software, is to make sure that in whatever we do, it doesn't overcomplicate the software. It actually makes it easier. It makes it more apparent. It's a lot more user-friendly. And on top of that, man, all of our users, as well as attendees, so even the people that attend your webinars, have access to our 24/7 live support, so they could chat with our support team at any time if they need any help. So we're there and always have your back. So let me share my screen and go into my account real quick, and I'll start the tour. Okay, everybody, hands in the car. Okay. All right, so I'm sharing my screen. Let me just go ahead and make sure I maximize that screen right here. All right. So right here, I'm inside of Webinar Ninja's Create window. So at any time, you could click Create here, and the page will appear where you could be able to create any webinar you like. Okay. So Webinar Ninja offers all different kinds of webinars, live webinars, automated webinars, so you can record a video or use a past recording to be able to offer your workshops. We have series webinars, so webinars that you can offer people to register, and then they have access to different dates and times of a series of sessions. And these sessions could be live, they could be recorded. And then hybrid webinars, which are a combination between live and recorded. So you could have a recorded video, but you're there live in the chat answering questions. A lot of our software companies that use use Webinar Ninja use this feature because they can have one of their support agents on a webinar answering questions while the video is going. So let's just create a live webinar for an example. So say, for example, I am going to create a webinar on how, let me just create the title, how to grow perfect tomatoes. Okay. I don't know anything about tomatoes or how to spell tomatoes. So, but this is my example, okay? So that you guys can walk around with me. Okay, so how to grow perfect tomatoes. I'm a tomatoes expert. I grow organic tomatoes without any pesticides that taste delicious and nourishes your family. So that's my live workshop. The next thing is I can add presenters if I want people to join. Maybe the tomato expert of New Zealand is going to come and tell us about the best topsoil to use. I might add them there. But for now, it's just going to be me. And I just choose a date and time for the webinar. So as you can see, I could just choose from the calendar. Let's say I'm doing it on April 5th. And I'm going to choose 10 a.m. In my settings, I can choose the time zone, set the time zone for my account. So that way I don't get confused. The great thing is that whatever date and time you set, on the registration page, your attendees will be able to convert the time to their local time so they know exactly when the webinar is. And all their email notifications, all their when they add it to their calendar, it'll be added in their local time. So no confusion. We convert it for you. Time zones are really hard, so we take away all the confusion. I can choose to make this session a free webinar or a paid one. Okay, and I could charge for it. A lot of people, they use this for like coaching, or they do a live masterclass, or even with a series webinar, they will sell a series of sessions for a paid price. But for this example, I'm just going to make it free. Let's say this is a way for me to attract new customers and show them my tomato skills, my tomato growing skills. And I'm going to create webinar. So I'm going to hit create webinar. Now, when I hit create webinar inside of Webinar Ninja, that's all you got to do. The steps are done. Okay, so here is my webinar that I just created. Essentially, if I want to, I can just go ahead and publish and run this webinar. Every aspect of the webinar has been created. My registration page, my thank you page, my email notifications that go out to remind people and to tell them about my webinar, my follow-up sequences, the webinar page itself, everything gets created in the background for you. Now, we do this so that it can make it easier for you to create your webinars, and that way you don't have to redo it every single time, because even if you decide to edit these features, these pages or these emails or whatever, you could save it as default, and then next time around, it will just save it your settings, and that way you don't have to go ahead and mess around with it again. So for example, I'm going to go ahead and go to my registration page template, and in this options menu, I have all these different options. I can edit the webinar, I can change the settings, I can edit my registration page template, the thank you page template. The thank you page is the page they see after they register, where they have the chance to add it to their calendar. You can also edit the registration form itself, where you can add some fields. Maybe you want to collect, phone number, or maybe their favorite type of tomatoes, in my case, right? You can edit your email notifications, and we'll go through some of these, and as well as check out your statistics for that webinar during and after the webinar, and all that kind of stuff. But let's go into the registration page. So as I go into the registration page, I can go ahead and edit the page that people land when they go ahead and register. And so you don't have to create this on your own website. You don't have to have a landing page software like Lead Pages to create this. You don't even need to be a designer or a coder or anything like that. We have different templates you can choose that you can edit and modify and change for your own. So this has nothing to do with tomatoes here. So I'm going to remove this, okay, this image. So I'm going to, for example, select it from my gallery. I'll choose, and Webinar Ninja offers images in their own gallery, royalty-free images, as well as you can upload your own images to suit your needs. So let's just try to find one that has something to do with tomatoes. Let's say, for example, this one's nice, is like a field, and this is kind of how I like to irrigate my land before I grow my tomatoes. So I go ahead and I put this picture in the background, and I can easily edit my page. Okay. I could do the same thing with the color overlay. Like, say, for example, this is my branding color, and I just, go ahead and choose this. But oh, that's too much. So I could just change the opacity like this. Oh, that looks nice with the sun going through. I can change my logo. I can remove it all together. Up to me. I can change my all the different texts and titles and my fonts. I could do everything to make it look just like my own branding, my own colors. And I can add all the different topics and all the different things I'm going to be covering in this workshop to sell the registration. A little bit of a tip from my years of marketing is whenever you have a registration page, a landing page, or anything, even emails, you should have one call to action. Your whole point here is to just get them to register. So you're going to be selling the registration here as much as possible. Tell them why they're going to love this workshop. And then you have an area to talk a little bit about the host, but you can utilize this area any way you like. You can add testimonials if you like. Say, for example, I want to add 3. Sorry, let me just change that up again. Okay. So let's say, for example, I add 3 and I update. I can add testimonials if I like. If I don't want to use this as a bio area, up to me. I can edit the changes with the images and the titles and all that kind of stuff. Of course, I could change again my colors the way I'd like to match my branding. I can change the button color even if I'd like to. Total customization. So you could do all this, and what's great is that when you hit save, okay, I can choose to save this as a copy in my own media library. So that way I can go ahead and use this landing page over and over for future webinars, and I just give it a name. I can also make this default for all my webinars. So when I create a new webinar, it just says, hey, just use this template because this is the one I like to use. And what's great is that, as you could see, it'll automatically populate it with all the webinar specific information, like the type and the title. And you can change these, by the way. You can add your own short tags and use these little shortcuts for you. But if I preview this page so you can see what it looks like, let me share this tab here. This is the preview. Jenny, you see my preview, right?
I just see the landing page right now.
Yeah, it says how to grow perfect tomatoes or no?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, perfect. So I had to switch tabs when it comes to sharing my screen here. So that worked perfectly. So cool. And so as you can see, we can preview exactly the title. So you don't have to remember what you wrote as the title, the type of webinar, the date and time, all that kind of stuff. And it just gives you an example of what you see. As you can see, the images were not there, so it just removed it. We never uploaded an image to save you any kind of like weird embarrassment of a templated image. So super simple to create landing pages, registration pages. I can just close this out if I like. Yep, I'll save my changes. And then from there, I could do the same thing for the thank you page. The thank you page is the page, again, that they see after they register for a webinar. So let me go ahead and click thank you page. And this is, again, the page they see when they register. So it's like, they can add it to the calendar. You can insert a video. Maybe you want to welcome them. If you don't want to use video, we have other templates up here that you can use to remove the video, just a simple one. Again, you could save this as your own template. And as you can see, it carried over the image from the thank you page to keep things consistent. But if you want to change the image, you can do that at any time. Super simple, as you can see, to create these aspects of your webinar. Now, this is where things get fun. Okay, so we can go to our email notifications, and these are the email reminders that people get when they register, when the webinar is coming up, all that kind of stuff. And you can modify and edit these and save these so you don't have to rewrite them over and over every single time you run a webinar. So that way they're in your system, and every time you run a webinar, it's personalized the way you like it. So I've liked to personalize my emails to make sure people know that, hey, this is what they're gonna, what they should look forward to in the session. This is what I would like them to do as a next step, all that kind of stuff. And we have built in all these reminders already for you, right? So you can just edit them if you like. If for some reason you don't want to send them, you can always make them inactive if you like with this switch here, okay? You can also add notifications, but just before I do that, you could see that we also have replay emails. So we send out a replay automatically on your behalf. We record the session. It records automatically. It's available within seconds after the webinar is over. And then you can send a replay email to your attendees. Now, again, if you don't want to send this email, you can make it inactive. But what's great is that we have two separate emails for those who actually missed the webinar, did not attend, and those who attended, so that you can actually speak specifically to the group and say, hey, thanks for attending. Here's that PDF I promised you at the end, the no panic checklist, for example, right? Who missed it, you can say, hey, it looks like you missed the webinar. No problems. This webinar replay is going to be available, for another week. And you could change in your settings how long you want your replay to stay. Like I mentioned, you can add notifications. So you can add additional emails before or during or after the webinar if you'd like, and you can send it to specific people. Okay. Oh, sorry. I got to switch tabs. Sorry. Okay. I just switched tabs, guys. Sorry. I'll go back. I was sharing my other tab. Let me go ahead and do that right now. You guys should be able to see my tab. So again, email notifications is right here. Let me go back to my webinar so you can see how I got there. There we go. And let me just go back to options and email notifications. And then from there, we have all our email notifications. Again, you can edit these like I mentioned. We provide these for you so that way you don't have to reinvent the wheel. We have already seen the best practices and know when the best times to send these emails out and how often to send them. But for any reason you don't want to send any of these emails, you can make them inactive with this switch right here. Okay. Like I mentioned with the replay emails, you can send specifically to those who missed it and those who did not, those who attended. So you could say, hey, thanks for attending. Here's my PDF that I promised you. Those who missed it, you can say, hey, you missed this webinar and you missed this offer that I had, or here's the replay that's available for X amount of days. And again, you can add notifications here and you can send it to specific people, those who registered, those who attended, non-attendees. You can change the subject line. You can say, for example, okay, so more tomato advice. Why am I having a horrible time spelling tomato today? There we go. No E. Tomato advice. And I can say, for example, I'm going to send this 2 days after the webinar ends. I write my write my email here, and I say, okay, this sounds good. I'm going to send it to everybody who's registered, and I can customize this email as I like. And I hit save. And then when I hit save, what's cool is that it just gets added to as my additional email notification here. If I want to delete it, I can delete it. I can also send it as a broadcast if I like in the moment. So super simple to do that. I'm going to pass it on to Jenny in a moment, but I just want to show you guys the whole system once we publish. So once I publish this webinar, let's say I make it private because this is not a real webinar, and I'm going to choose the category. I'm going to publish. And I'm going to share, copy this link, okay? And I'm going to stop sharing real quick my video, and I'm going to go back and share again just so you can see. Here we go. All right. So this is my webinar attendee page. This is the webinar I just created so people can easily register and attend. I can just click here and I can change my fields here if I like. I wanted to, but this just shows you the process from the attendee side when they register. It's nice and simple, and it looks super professional. So you can easily get your registrants to come and register for your webinar. So, but I want to keep going with the tour to make sure people get the most out of today's workshop. So I'm going to just share my screen one more time and go ahead and show you around a couple more things. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay, here we go. And I'll just go full screen so that everybody can see. All right, cool. So here we go. So as you can see, this is our tomatoes course right here. And inside, I can go ahead and I can check out my statistics. Now, I'm just going to go into the statistics of a past webinar so that you could see. And I'm going to go to one that's maybe just an example webinar for me. So For example, I'm going to find like a rehearsal webinar. Here we go. Just because I don't want to expose anybody's emails that are actually real emails. So we're going to view statistics. And in statistics, we're able to track all kinds of things like unique visits to our page, our registrants, our attendees, our replay attendees, all that kind of stuff. And as well as all our registrants and attendee lists, so we can easily see who attended, when they attended, all that kind of stuff. The chat and the questions are all going to be loaded here. I can export them by a CSV. I can export my polls if I ran any polls, so I could see, what are the different answers, who answered what, all that kind of stuff. So again, it gives me a good overview of how well I did, as well as my conversion rates, my sign-up rates. And then after the webinar has happened, you'll have a chance to check out your engagement, like how many people attended, and I can literally click on it and it'll tell me who attended, and I can just drill into every single one, who attended the replay, who participated in the chat, who clicked on an offer, on a replay, who downloaded a handout, all that kind of stuff. And I can easily check how did my webinar go so that I can improve upon it the next time around. This is one of the reasons why a lot of people join Webinar Ninjas, because they get detailed stats on the performance of their sessions so that they can improve every single time. This is something that's not available on a lot of softwares. We believe that what Peter Drucker says, who's one of the grandfathers of marketing, what gets measured gets managed. So if you're not measuring anything, it's hard for you to improve upon it. So I just wanted to give you a quick glimpse of that. We also have an area called Media Library, and this is an area where you can upload all your media. For example, all your videos, your registration page templates, your thank you page templates. You could see them all here. You can upload all your images as well into your media library, so you can use them for all your webinars and your pages and your offers and all that kind of stuff. Your presentation slides, Keynote, and PowerPoint, you can upload them straight into Webinar Ninja and present them like I'm doing today, right? All your documents, like your handouts and the things that you want to hand out to your audience, you can find them here and search for them easily here. So all available in one place. We also have a great suite of integrations that you can integrate with, like Stripe for paid webinars, like all your favorite CRMs and email notifications. We even have a Zapier integration. So if for any reason we don't integrate with your app, you can use Zapier and integrate directly with them. So super, super simple, as well as your own customized registration form that you can integrate right inside of your website. Support is available at any time by just clicking here, and we have 24/7 live support with our chat. And people are really, really helpful in our support team. We have a great team that really tries its best to not only help you with the software, but help you just do your best on camera and help you with your sessions. And of course, your account settings, where you can adjust all your settings. So I'm going to head back to my slides. I got some things I want to cover and show you as well as we keep going. So I can't show you every single feature of Webinar Ninja because this would be like a 4-hour webinar, but I wanted to give you the highlights. And I want to share with you generally why you want to use this for your business. Okay. So it's great to show a great tool, but it's important for me to show you how to best use it and get the results you want. Okay. So unlimited live webinars. All our plans come with unlimited live webinars, so you can create as many as you like. This is great if you're running demos like I did today. You're doing open Q&A office hours for your business, for your coaching, for your organization. Live coaching, maybe group coaching you're doing. You can bring people on, just like I brought Jenny on, right? And you could do hot seats. Unlimited offers, so you can create as many offers as you like inside of your webinars, as well as our auto replay. So we record every session that you do live, and we store it in your account, and it's available immediately after the webinar so that you can send it out to your registrants. Or you could just download and keep it on your computer and use it for your marketing materials, chop it up and put it on YouTube, whatever you like to do, or Instagram. This is all included in every plan. You also get unlimited automated webinars. So you don't have to buy a separate software to run automated webinars. It's included inside of Webinar Ninja. You can have unlimited leads. This is a great way to grow your leads, as well as give out as many handouts as you like PDFs, like I'll give you at the end of the webinar, as well as unlimited video storage. Cool. Matt says, can you flex the audience numbers you purchase, i.e. 100 attendees, however 200 want to join? Yes. So anytime you join Webinar Ninja, you can change your plan at any time, Matt, and we'll prorate the difference so that if you're adding attendees, you're not paying for the full month. So you can, for example, be on the Pro plan and you start at 100 attendees, and then later on you make it 200 to allow more people to come and join your webinar. And we'll tell you, there's a little warning inside of our account. We say, hey, we see they have a lot of registrants. You may want to upgrade. And then from there, you can go ahead and upgrade inside your account at any time yourself. You don't have to call support or anything like that. You can easily change the attendee numbers and add more attendees at any time. And then you can change and go back to 100 if you like at any time as well. Steve says, can you open the webinar 10 minutes before its actual start time to allow attendees to join earlier? So Steve, we allow attendees to join up to 10 minutes before. They can go ahead and chat and talk and all that stuff. That's because we want to make sure that your chat and all your messages are not flooded with messages days before the webinar. So anytime 10 minutes before the webinar, people can join the webinar. Before that, they'll see a countdown and before the webinar starts. So this gives you a chance at least jump in, create your offers, maybe pin a message like I do. Up to you, Steve. Good questions, guys. Also included is landing pages and statistics. So you get unlimited landing pages for your registration and your thank you pages. You can track your results as well as review all your questions, all your Q&A, all your stats like I showed you inside the statistics area. You can run unlimited paid webinars. So you could charge for your webinar. So if you want to run paid coaching, you want to do a masterclass, a 3-hour workshop where you charge for that, where a lot of our users do this as one of their kind of products in their value ladder. You can be able to accept credit cards easily. So we take care of all that kind of headaches by integrating with Stripe. We take 0%, so we don't take a transaction fee. It's only whatever the card transaction fee is with Stripe is. And you get paid instantly. So it's nice and simple. So you don't have to worry about, hey, do I have to wait a month before they pay me out? No, with Stripe, it's usually 48 hours and then it's in your bank account. So it's pretty quick. Unlimited emails. So you can run timed emails, automated emails, segmented emails like I showed you. This is all included in your account. Next is you'll get templates, scripts, and frameworks. These are included inside of NinjaTown as well as inside your account. So you'll be able to have slides and email scripts and webinar frameworks that you can use to be able to run your webinar. Why do people choose Webinar Ninja? These are the 3 big reasons why people choose Webinar Ninja and switch to us from other providers, okay? So the first reason is that it's easy to use, okay? Is that it's super, super simple to use. This is Grant Herbert, who's one of our great members inside of Webinar Ninja. He's a power user. And he says, I've tried just about everything there is out there. And hands down, Webinar Ninja is the best for running webinars. I've been with them from the beginning. And the features they keep on adding at no extra charge definitely keep us up with changes to the landscape we're working in. So we always try to improve. And if that's not enough, their support is exceptional. So this is pretty much in a nutshell why people like using Webinar Ninja, because it's easy to use. We keep on improving it. We try to make sure that you have the tools to succeed in business today. The second big reason why people choose Webinar Ninja is that it's an all-in-one solution. Okay, it has everything you need in one place. You don't have to buy 5, 6, 7, 8 different softwares to make it all work. This is Spencer Fry. He's the CEO of Podia. He says, our platform of choice is Webinar Ninja. It's easy to use and comes loaded with a ton of marketing materials like sign up and thank you pages out of the box. So it has everything you need, include registration pages, sign up pages, your statistics, your email notifications, everything inside one place. Now, the third reason why people choose us is helpful just-in-time customer support. I can put my hand on my heart and confidently say that we have the best support in the game. We have, not only is it super fast that you can get an answer quickly and you don't have to wait 24 hours, you wait at most a few minutes, right? You are able to chat with somebody live. They are able to help you, and they genuinely actually solve and help you through any struggles you have. So our job is not to just like give you an answer. Our job is to make sure that you have no obstacles to be able to pull off what you need to pull off to run your webinars. This is Emmer. She's a web developer and UX designer. She says their chat support's fantastic and fast. I always feel like I have been given more than enough time to have all my questions answered, even if it isn't the question I started with. They also give regular trainings to help with building our own webinars. So we do member webinars every single month. where we give free coaching to all our members. This is all to say that we always got your back. So if you sign up with Webinar Ninja, you not only sign up to a great software to help you run your sessions, run your webinars, but also a great software that's going to help you through with the community at NinjaTown, through the support, through the whole team, making sure that you're successful. So I want to wrap up with one more testimonial from Kate Toon. I love this testimonial because it means the world to me. And it says that in 2015, I ran my first webinar with Webinar Ninja. That webinar allowed me to get my first 100 customers and launch my recipe for SEO success business. And I love this testimonial particularly because it really shows the impact that we're able to make on other people, helping them grow their business, launch their business, and get the customers they need. Guys, I'm going to take any questions you have. So Matt says, are you able to use both paid and free options, provide members with coupons or example, whilst not charging, I guess it's charging non-members? So Matt, great question. So inside of Webinar Ninja, we have a feature called add registrants. So you can be able to manually add a registrant from your side if you want to give them free access. So you could charge for the webinar, but then say, for example, you want to give your a special member or a VIP access to your workshop. You just need to go inside your account and add them through the add registrant feature. You just pop in their email and they will get all the email notifications as if they registered themselves and paid. So it's a way for you to be able to have some people come in for free and also charge in the front end. Awesome question, Matt. Kimberly asks, so you can receive payments as the webinar launches? Yeah. So Kimberly, if you have a paid webinar, you will integrate with Stripe, which is a great payment processor. And then we walk you through exactly how to do that. It's free to sign up. And it's a very step-by-step process. It takes about 3 minutes to integrate with Stripe. And then from there, you'll be able to charge credit cards, and from there you can charge people when they register. So you actually get paid when they register, and then when you do the webinar, you deliver the webinar. You can deliver the replay to them, and you can give them access indefinitely to the replay if you'd like as part of your package. So as soon as they register, that's when they pay, and that's when you actually charge for the webinar. Kimberly says, if I wanted to do a webinar for a group rather than an individual, can they cast the webinar on a screen for group viewing? Yep. So Kimberly, if they're using a Chrome browser, they can use Chromecast and just Chromecast to a TV or any kind of monitor, and they can view it. We did this actually at a conference where we had some people come in to the conference. We ran our own Webinar Ninja conference. It was called Webinar Ninja Live, and we had our guests that couldn't make it on stage do a webinar with us on Webinar Ninja, and we just broadcasted it on the screen. So definitely doable. And you could just run it on a Chrome browser, and they can watch it on Chrome and then Chromecast it on their TV. It's super simple. And support can help them walk them through it very easily. Kimberly says, can we prevent someone from making copies of our video? So Kimberly, we take security very, very seriously. We are constantly trying to make sure that our system is super secure. So there's a lot of things we do to try to prevent this as much as possible. Like, for example, they can't right-click on videos. They can't download. They can't, be able to do any kind of mouse clicks on any videos. But there's no way we can't stop anybody like videoing on their camera or something like that. Like there's only limitations to what we can control when somebody is broadcasting. My advice to you, I've been doing content for over 20 years, is that the effort that you're going to make to try to prevent every single person from not recording with their phone or with their computer is not going to be worth the actual benefit you're going to get by sharing your content freely, because you're always going to get some bad apples. We weed out a lot of the bad apples by the security that we have. But if somebody really wants to make something happen, wants to record it, as you know, they're going to figure out a way. So I just wanted to kind of put that out there and be transparent about it. I wouldn't worry too much about it, because if your content goes out there, if you have a paid webinar, the content goes out there, the quality is not going to be that great because they can't communicate with you. The video is not going to be as good. So thank you so much for asking so many great questions. Does anybody have any other questions about Webinar Ninja, about running webinars, about building their business using teaching as a new selling? Kimberly, yes, tell me. thanks for just let me know, guys, as we're wrapping up, what was your biggest takeaway from today's webinar? What was your win today from today's webinar? What did you learn? Pop it in the chat. I want to hear from you. Tony says thanks for the conscientious that we have thought about webinars before today. Okay, thanks, Tony. That's all good. It's all right. I mean, we're trying to keep things top of mind for everybody, and as well make sure that we provide great value, regardless if you choose to start today or not. Matt says paid webinar coupons marked coming soon. Yes, this is something that is in development where we're going to be able to give people the option to create coupons for their webinars, as well as another feature set that we're going to have that you'll learn about soon. That's going to allow you to provide coupons to your audience. So what is the time for this? One of the things I've learned in software in the last 8 years is you never give out of time. No, but in all seriousness, Matt, our users know before anybody else, so we let them know. I can't tell you exactly when it's going to take, but I could tell you that it's on our roadmap, and we hope to release it soon. Thanks so much. Well played, Matt. Thank you so much. Nicole, Jenny. Awesome. That's good stuff. We got one more question. Kimberly here. Kimberly and Matt has another question. So Kimberly asks, if I can no longer afford the monthly, what happens to my videos? Kimberly, you have a whole bunch of options. So we don't like to hold anybody's content hostage. So number one, all your videos are downloadable. So once you record you have a recording of your webinar, you can download them in your media library and keep them on your computer if you like. The other thing is that all your media, your pages, your registrants, your images, your videos, you can save them. If you decide to leave or you can't continue monthly, you can downgrade to free. We have a free plan that holds your plan, so you can keep that on hold. And then when you're ready to come back, you can then just sign into your account and upgrade back to the paid account. So it makes it super simple for you to be able to keep your content with us, not only just your videos, but all the content that you create inside your statistics, everything else. Awesome stuff. Matt says, if your webinar is planned for 60 minutes and it goes over, will it be cut off or able to continue? No. So when you have the timing, it will not cut off unless you hit end broadcast. That's it. That beginning and end thing is just for your registration page so that they know that this is an hour-long webinar or something like that. But overall, if you go over, like right now, I'm over an hour. It doesn't matter. When I hit end broadcast is when it ends. Good question. Thank you. Kimberly said, thanks, guys. Huge support, and Def makes this an easy choice. Matthew, thank you so much for being here, Matt. Awesome stuff, guys. I'm going to wrap up today, but if you have any questions beyond this webinar, go ahead, support on our website, email them, support@webinarninja.com. They're there to help you out. We have some amazing support ninjas out there. Nicole, Jenny, thank you so much for being on today's webinar. We'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.